Hello everybody, Iain Robson here. Welcome back to American Truck Simulator. Alright, so here we are with the Peterbilt once again, and we're heading to another new city. Today we're heading to Eureka. I guess there's a name like that in real life, but it's about 853 kilometers. Shouldn't take too long, to be honest with you. But let's get started. We'll talk on the road. So I haven't upgraded my truck much as of yet. No one's coming, good. I'm considering upgrading the truck or replacing it. Not sure yet. We'll have to see. That's going to be the big question, I guess. The reason why I'm kind of not sure is because the new Kenworth W900 has come out, and I want to try that out. I don't think there's a Kenworth dealer on the way. That would be kind of funny if there were. Let's see here. No. Doesn't look like it. That'd be kind of funny. No. Doesn't appear to be. Maybe there's one in Oakland. No. No, apparently not. So the problem's going to be when you trade in your truck, you may not make the same amount of money with your trade-in as you'd like. I do like the look of the W900 though. Oh, this is a longer trailer than I have been taking in the last little while. I've been taking a lot of shorter trailers, so I have to remind myself that, hey, there are some longer trailers like this one, which are, what is this, 54 feet, I suppose, if I had to guess. So I've been testing out I've been testing out the police to see if they're as vigilant as they used to be, and they seem to be a little bit more lenient than they were before. Before, what would happen is, what time is it? Oh, 10 o'clock, perfect. Before, it used to happen is you'd go like 1 kilometer over the speed limit, and then they would like automatically just fine you. It was ridiculous. But now they seem to be a little bit more lenient, which is nice. So, this is San Francisco. Always a nice city to visit. It's one of the nicer cities in the game. I guess it's because one of the I'm not sure if it's a capital, but it's one of the nicer cities in the game. Let's just say that. I like visiting Los Angeles too. There's a couple nice cities. I don't know. I guess because I like it because it's beside the water as well. Makes me want to play Transocean actually. Oh, I was supposed to turn left there apparently. Let's take a nice big left. We'll never know the difference. See, he didn't even notice. Let's just assume that was a double left turn lane, because he didn't flinch at all. I don't think that's actually the case, but I like to think it was. If you've ever driven in real life, and you've driven with when there is a double left-hand turn lane, it is pretty strange sometimes, actually, because you really have to like adjust how you're turning a little bit, especially with like a big truck like this, for example. But when you're driving in a car, it's not a big deal. There's looks like a W900 there. I'm seeing a lot of them in game actually. I haven't driven one yet, but I honestly don't think it's going to be that much different if I had to guess, but wishful thinking, I suppose. Here we go. Very nice. So I've never been to Eureka, so I'll be exploring some of the new roads. I think we have, what, 64% of the roads? So like I technically could go through all of these little roads here and, you know, actually explore all the roads, but it's not something that really bothers me that much. It's nice to look at. It's like, considering I haven't gone out of my way to explore all the roads, like there's a couple times where I'm like, oh, I could go this route, and then I could, you know, see some new roads, but like overall I haven't really gone out of my way to like, oh look, there's a brand new road, I've never been down that road before. But most of it I haven't really done that, so let's keep it to 85, Ian. We're not in Nevada where they have high speed limits, but some of the looks are really nice in this game. I have to admit that. There's more than once where I'm kind of like, ooh, look at that, very nice. So it's kind of nice to see all the different types of cities. Now, some people have said different things about different cities because I don't live in the United States, as I've mentioned before, and some people have said yes, the city's accurate, and some people said no, the city's not accurate, and stuff like that. So It's always curious to hear those things because I have no idea. There we go. Let's get a quick little screenshot here. Always got to try and get a screenshot when you're driving around, especially in San Francisco here. Let's see if we can't get the harbor in the back there. And we want as far as we can go. There we go. Perfect. Nice. Anyhow. But yeah, there's lots of little places that people say things like, okay, it's not realistic, or it's not exactly what it looks like, but I really have no idea. I'm not from the United States, so. As I was talking to somebody else in one of the comments, they were saying that they can't drive in England because driving in ETS is like not the same as driving in real life, which, you know, makes sense. So I guess in my case, I've never driven in a lot of these places, so for me it just seems perfectly normal. But I'm sure people would be like, well, this isn't exactly like this in real life. So. But for me, it seems perfectly fine. There we go. I like to try to continue moving, because as soon as you stop, you run, well, not so much when you're up this high, but like when you're like halfway down the hill, that's where you run into some problems. Looks like we're good. At least that's what I found. And it might be because my engine's not quite powerful enough yet. But it could just be, whoa, there's W900 right there. That's what they look like. Pretty nice looking trucks. Old school. Looks like it's a lady driving, which is cool. Very nice. I like the chrome on it. A little bit more chrome than we have on ours. I may have to change to the W900. That's nice. Anyways, back to the road. There we go. But I hope they bring some old Peterbilts in too. That would be kind of neat if they could do the same. It's like a same sort of like, you know, classic or iconic Peterbilt. Would be kind of neat. Do I need fuel? Kind of. I don't like stopping up those if I don't have to. Indicate. Oh, it's 80. I thought I was going to get a speeding ticket there. I'm like, no! There we go. This trailer is quite long. It'd be cool if that was that's something they could include later on, like the length of the trailer. Because I think if you bring up, I think it's F6, it just gives you like how heavy the trailer is, but not necessarily. Thank you, buddy. It just tells you how heavy the trailer is, but doesn't tell you the length of the trailer. So we're going to Walbert, apparently, in Eureka. There we go. 85 clicks. Actually, so now because the police are a little bit more lenient on the speeding tickets, you can actually cruise at, like, I can cruise at 90, because like I have mine in kilometers per hour, so I can cruise at 90 kilometers an hour, which is kind of slow for a highway, to be honest with you. Here in Canada, I think trucks can go, I'm not sure, I think it might depend on the province, but most of the time I think it's the posted speed limit. But maybe the 90 is the maximum. I honestly have no idea. But like here I'm doing 90 kilometers an hour, and that's a police officer right beside me. So just to put it in perspective, like just to indicate that yes, they are a bit more lenient now than they used to be. So I was going 90, and the police officer just passed me, and I didn't get a ticket. So because before I would have gotten a ticket. So that's very nice. One of the other things that they actually changed was when you get tickets. So like depending on your level, at the lower levels you'll still get fines, but they'll be small fines, and as you level up, apparently the fines will increase in relation to your level. So like you're a more experienced driver now, sort of thing, which I think is a good change, because a lot of people who have never played Euro Truck don't like know the whole system yet. So it's good that they have the possibility of enjoying the game a bit more without being penalized for not knowing how to play the game as well as some other people may do. So I thought that was a nice little change. I like how they still kept the tickets, but just changed like how they work to a certain extent. So they're more in relation to your level now, which I think is cool. as opposed to, you know, $1,400 right off the bat. So, and I think they changed the accident tickets as well. I think they decreased those slightly as well. Dude, why are you coming in my lane? Seriously. What on earth? What was that? He just came back into my lane, almost like sideswiped me there. Jeez. If I had air horns, I would have honked them then, but my little tiny horn probably wouldn't have done anything. Probably just laughed at me. Jeez. Pretty cool looking trailer. Too bad it's not all chrome. That would have been really nice if it had been all chrome, but I'll take this for the time being. It's funny, I'm recording this with OBS and I was tinkering with the settings a little bit because you can make it higher quality or lower quality depending on the file size you want, sort of thing. So I changed it to a different quality, slightly different quality, to see if the file size would be different, because I recorded like a 20-minute video and it was like a 5 GB file, and that's gonna take like all night to upload. Then I tried like reducing one of the other previous file formats that or files that I recorded, and I was like, okay, we'll try and reduce this a little bit. It ended up getting bigger instead of smaller. I was like, how does that work? I don't know. I suppose if I record it in a raw format and then put it through a rendering system, might be okay, but it didn't help when I did it this morning, so we shall have to see. Anyways, it's funny, I was messing around in Farm Sim this morning and I had a little bit of a reminiscing time. I went on Banticow, if you remember that map. Very awesome map. Kind of made me want to play on a little bit again, but I went through, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember this map. I was like, such a nice map. It's definitely one of the better ones out there, which is why it's on my top 5 maps for Farm Sim. It's definitely a nice looking map. And you can really, you know, expand on that map really easily by using the stuff like the UPK mod. So, definitely worth looking into. We're getting a crazy amount of snow today. If I had to guess, I think we're supposed to be getting 30 centimeters of snow, so that's like 12 inches of snow, if memory serves. To put it in perspective for Americans, or people who don't use centimeters and whatnot. So we're getting 30 centimeters of snow, or 12 inches roughly, and is he coming into my lane, or is he just slowing down for no apparent reason? Slowing down for no apparent reason. Okay, good to know. So here's a cop. Let's see if he's going to give me a little bit of... I don't know, we're good. That's weird. Sometimes the speed limit changes are like so random. I don't understand why they're even there in the first place. Like, one thing I've kind of noticed in this game, like in comparison, like I drive in Ontario in Canada, and one thing I noticed is that like in Ontario they'll tell you, oh hey, the speed limit's changing up ahead to like 80 kilometers an hour, so be prepared to stop. Or be prepared to slow down, sorry, or speed up depending on the scenario. Whereas in this game, it's just a posted limit and that's it. So it's like, oh, now it's 85. Oh, now it's 90. Oh, now it's like 115. Whereas there's no like advance warning. Whereas I guess it's because like the scale doesn't allow it, I suppose. So there again, doing 90 kilometers an hour, cop just drives right past me, no problems. So there you go. Is the speed limit changing again? No. Okay. Yeah, that gives you an example. So they're a little bit more lenient now. So they're like 90 kilometers an hour. Am I really going to take it for 1 kilometer an hour? Apparently not anymore, which is pretty neat. I wonder what the I wonder what you can like safely go at without getting a ticket now. Let's try 95 and let's just see if they'll give you a ticket. So that's like what, 6 over? Should be kind of interesting. So 95. We'll see if they give me a ticket on this. So I guess that'll be like, you know, whatever this is in miles an hour. I don't know, you have to test it for yourself because I have no idea. I don't speak American miles. Although it's kind of strange, like this is one of the like random things I was talking with somebody the other day about. So if you go to like a lumber yard, you don't order like a, you know, a 6 centimeter by 10 centimeter, you know, piece of wood. You order a 2x4 still. So there's lots of weird, it's really weird in Canada because like some things are still in like inches where other things are like in centimeters. So if you look in your driver's license, it'll say what your height is in centimeters. But if you go to the lumber yard, you get a 2x4 or 2x6 or a 4x4. I don't know. I don't understand Canada sometimes, in that regards at least. 95, no tickets yet. This is interesting. Let's see if we pass a cop. Like that's going to be the real test to see whether or not they're going to give you a ticket or not at this rate. Apparently cold coffee's in order today. Put that in there, I guess, a while ago now. I never realized how long it sits there. I almost need... Really, buddy? Come on. You're going to get into my lane, you're going to slow down? No, you're lucky. They were being nice and letting the trucks merge. Very cool. Oops, we need to get in the right-hand lane now. Let's go past this guy. There we go. Perfect. Knew that was going to happen too. Alright. Put it in the first gear. Oh, there goes the trucks outside clearing the snow. Like I said, we got 30 centimeters of snow today, so... Oh, seriously? So that's what's going to happen. If you have a truck that's underpowered, apparently. Nope, I'm not going to be able to do it. And I can't pause it this time because I'm using OBS. Let's see if we can do it. Parking brakes engaged. There we go. I'm just doing it wrong. That's the problem, apparently. I'll get it eventually. Yep, that's right, buddy. I'm coming in your lane almost. Watch out for the truck. There we go. Perfect. Ooh, looks like there's some concrete back there. I don't know what you can call those things. There we go. Alright, so looks like we're kind of close to where we need to be. Looks like we're kind of... Oops. Yeah, so we're on the last little leg up to Eureka, which is cool. Apparently we have 5 hours left. Which in reality is not 5 hours, but... Could you imagine if this game was in real time? Oh man, that would be kind of painful. I don't want to drive like a real life 5 hours. Oh, but it would be too much like a real life. And that's the delicate balance like a simulation game has to do sometimes, you know. Do you make it as realistic as possible? Do you make it as fun as possible? Like, for example, I think Flight Sim X is a game that's made it as realistic as possible, I think. I haven't played it yet. And Train Sim is another example where it's as realistic as possible. Not an easy game because of that, though. So, like, you can still play the game and, you know, goof around, or not necessarily goof around, but not necessarily be as efficient as you could possibly be. Okay, no, that's just a guy on the side of the road going fishing, I guess. And the bridge we're doing, is this town? We have to slow down? Let's find out. Yes, apparently it does. So before, you probably would have got a ticket right away. Did we discover that? I guess we did. So before, you probably got a ticket out, like, on that place right away. Whereas now, they're a little bit more lenient. They let you slow down a little bit, which is good. Although there's a funny place. For those people who live in Ontario specifically, and people who have driven on Highway 7, there's a funny little stretch on Highway 7 between Peterborough and Toronto, and it's a little town called Omemee. If you've driven through Omemee, you'll know what I'm talking about. You're gonna know what I'm gonna mention now. So it's a really weird piece of stretch of road. So what happens in Omemee is there's this hill, and you're doing 80 kilometers an hour at the top of the hill, and then as you go down the hill, at the bottom of the hill, it's 50 kilometers an hour. So you basically have to ride the brakes all the way down so you can actually make sure you're not speeding, essentially. But what happens is police officers will wait at the bottom of the hill. They'll wait at the bottom of the hill to get you because you're speeding at the bottom of the hill, because it goes from 80 to 50. I've never been caught because I slow down always going down the hill because I know that police officers wait there all the time. But I know other people who have been caught in that area. So if you've ever driven to Highway 7, you'll know exactly where I'm talking about. But it's a frustrating little piece of road because you'll go 80 and then down to 50. I guess that would be the same in San Francisco, I imagine, or other towns that are really hilly, I suppose. But that's like just one part that I can remember off the top of my head. And I'm sure there's other parts of the United States as well, where it's, you know, you go up a hill or down a hill and it changes really quickly. Looks like it's coming out to end of the day here. Sunset, looks like. Ooh, trucks, medium gear. Okay. I think that's what that said. One thing I've kind of noticed is that some of the signs, it feels like some of the signs are... Oh, look at this shot. We'll take this one. Yes, please. Some of the signs aren't as high-res as they could be. I don't know if that's just me, but it feels like some of them aren't as high-res as they could be, because like sometimes it's like difficult to read the writing, I find at least. Nice. So, let me know if you feel the same way. But that's what I've kind of noticed a little bit. 95, there we go. Guess we'll have to slow down behind this post-ed truck. That doesn't matter, we have to slow down up here anyway, so. But this is a stretch of road I haven't been down and around at all, so it's kind of cool to see what it looks like. I always like exploring new parts of the map. But I don't necessarily, it's weird, I don't necessarily go out of my way to explore new places in the map, but if I can get a job to go to some new place that I've never been before, I will. So, but like people like Squirrel, for example, will try to explore like 100% of the map, but you know, doesn't bother me that I don't have 100%. But some people it does, I'm sure. Trucks used low gear. Ah. I should have realized that's what it said. I don't know, it's 8 the low gear. 35 miles an hour. This guy's turning off to somewhere. A road we can't go down. There we go. It'll be curious to see what happens when they actually add the other states in here, like Arizona, for example, or Maryland, or Maryland, however you're supposed to say it, Florida, all those types of places. It'll be kind of neat to see what happens in those scenarios, because I don't know, like it'd be kind of cool to go from state to state to state, and to see some of the distinct features of each of the states, because I have no idea what they all are. Like, you know, some of them, like New York, for example. New York, you have Manhattan, and you have, you know, Empire State Building, you have, what's that one? Statue of Liberty is what I'm thinking of, or in Washington you have the Monument Square, I think it's called, where the president is. White House, for example, but it's not what I'm thinking of. I'm running out of fuel? Really? Oh, I didn't see that coming. Oops. In Washington you have like the White House, for example, or the Pentagon would be kind of cool to see as well. Like places like that, like randomly see those types of places. But I don't know if we're going to see those anytime soon. Maybe, you know, within a year, I expect we'll have 1 or 2 DLCs. But, well, considering how fast the last update came out, like that's pretty quick. It's been out for like, the game came out, what, February 5th, February 4th? And within like 2 weeks, they already have an update with a new truck. Like, that's pretty awesome. Good, really good to see. SCS is really good about updating their games. Like, even ETS2. Continues to get updates after it's been out for years, basically, which I'm really happy to report. I wish more games would do that and continue to like innovate on games and whatnot and make them even better. Not every game developer does that, so it's good to see. Very good to see. I'm running out of fuel. I want to hope there's a... Is there a fuel place? Oh, there is. Good. Whew. We'll have to stop and get some fuel when we drop off the trailer. But yeah, I wish more companies did it. I'm waiting for SCS to bring out a classic Peterbilt, but I don't know if it's going to happen anytime soon. But I like to think that way. I like to think that they're going to do it, but I don't think they will anytime soon, because there has been no announcements about the any type of Peterbilts being released. Let's put our high beams on here. There haven't been any announcements about it, so but we shall see. We shall see. I'm surprised though. I started this journey at 10 a.m. and now it's 10 o'clock. So it took me 12 hours to get here in game apparently. So it wasn't my intention to finish the job at night, but apparently that's what happens sometimes. It's funny, I finally decided to change the key for my lights. I finally put it on my side panel, the Farm Sim side panel, because I had like keys for like most other things, but not necessarily. I think we'll get gas now, actually. Not necessarily the lights for whatever reason. Oh, it's one of these ones, really? Eureka! I don't think this is going to work very well with this trailer. Just a guess. Or maybe it'll be fine. Oh yeah, we'll be fine. There we go. Parking brake. Turn off the truck. Fill it up. Very cool. Apparently someone's honking at me. I have a trailer. What do you expect me to do? Still can't move, buddy. $1,200 or $500, sorry. $512. Taking the parking brake off, that always helps. And anybody coming? Nope, we're good. Oh, buddy. Seriously? That, I believe that would be I don't know if it's illegal, but I'm fairly certain that if someone were to do that, the trucker would not be happy. Like, you see people do it with buses. Bikers do it sometimes. They get right beside you in when you're in a truck or in a bus, for example, and the bikers get right beside you and you're turning right, and you're like, really, buddy? Really? Like, this is how bikers get killed, essentially. Or if cars are silly enough to do the same thing with a transport truck, same thing. Like, you're asking for it, like, if you drew something like that. Get into a blind spot of a truck and just try and, oh, I just want to get to, turn right quicker than this person. I'm like, yeah, that's not a good idea. Not a good idea whatsoever. But people think it is. Alright, coming up to our destination right here on the left, it looks like. Very nice. Walberts, there we are. I love the old Jake brake working away there. Our drop off here? No, it's around the back. I'm gonna guess that it's gonna be the other way. So I'm gonna turn the truck and go around the other way. Because it's weird, because like there's two different like locations that you can possibly drop the truck off at. And what happens is, depending which one you're in, I actually did this once where I went around the other way, and the drop-off was actually really close to this side. And just the way I maneuvered, it wasn't. It made my life a lot easier by doing this side. Okay, there we go. It's right here again. All right. Let's see if we can't do this. That's not too bad. Oh well, I tried. Let's see. It's funny, I bet you Bill specifically, I know Bill drives a truck in real life, so he's probably just chuckling away saying, what an idiot. But truckers in real life, they probably just shake their head at people who would try to play this game and be like, that's not how you park at all. And they would probably be right, if I had to guess. But, I've been told, really? That's fine? Okay, I'll take it. Perfect. Park and brake. Detach the trailer. Perfect. Excellent. Once again, 864 kilometers. Not too bad at all. Still a workhorse, though. Still a workhorse. Anyways, folks, that'll be it for me for today. Another episode of American Truck Simulator. I hope you enjoyed. And if you did, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate that. My name's Iain Robson, and I'll catch you guys later.